Welcome back to the Jeremiah Show. I'm with Pete Muller. This hour, we're talking about his new album. A really great album. It's called More Time. We just came back from break with, tell you what we're hearing right now, actually. Walk on Water. We talked about this in the beginning, a great song, and um, a little bit about surfing Santa Barbara, New York. There's a little bit of everything in this for you.
That's right. I actually started writing this one a long time ago, and it was early songwriting, and I didn't think that it was good enough to put on a record, so I put it in a box, and I still remember it used to have a line in it. I was trying hard to find Grace, but her number was unlisted, which is a clever play on words, but I decided it wasn't. And then I pulled it out again and I said, I really love the chorus of it. It's just such a catchy chorus. Let me see if I can rewrite all the verses. And I did. And it's just a fun party surfing song. And I'm still
Yeah, I
hoping.
was gonna. It's a great song. I could see being on the beach at Rincon with a little fire after surfing and pulling out the guitar and playing this song.
That's actually the video we want to make of the song. We're in the process of figuring out. So
I
hopefully
could see Jack Johnson walking around, walking up and joining you.
we'll see if he wants to. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, the Live Music Society. Do you want to mention this, that you founded this, the Live Music Society? I think this is incredible.
Yeah. So, I made that record in 2014. And I was playing around, mostly playing in front of friends. And there was this one day my wife said to me, you're taking this music stuff really seriously. If you want to see if you're any good, why don't you go out and play in front of strangers? And I thought, you know what? That's a fair challenge. So I looked around for some tours that I could sign on for. And I ended up opening for a couple of songwriter friends of mine, Brendan James and Stephen Kellogg, and did a number of dates around the country where I didn't have any audience draw in the middle of the country or anywhere else outside of New York and California. And so I opened for them, and I went and I played a ton of really wonderful small music clubs, places that um, maybe seated 100 people or 200 people, in cities all around the country. And I thought, I'm lucky enough to be able to give back. So how can I help these places out? And I got together a number of friends of mine in the business, and I said, help me figure out how to do this. And originally our idea was that we would help in different areas. We would help them install sound systems or get better at ticketing, get better at raising money locally, things that, and we'd have experts in all those areas. And right as we were getting started, the pandemic hit. And all of a sudden, instead of needing help getting better, they needed help surviving. So we just ended up giving out a lot of money, and we saved a number of clubs, which was really great.
That's incredible.
It was really fun. Eventually the pandemic ended, and it took live music a while to come back, but it's back and strong. And so we've shifted, and we now do these music and action grants, which give the clubs, they apply and they say, we want to do this thing that it's a little too risky for us. We wanted to do a emerging female singer-songwriter night, but we're not going to make any money. So we want to do a series of this, or we wanted to put a bathroom in by the green room so the artists have a place to change, and just stuff that we don't really have enough money for, but if it'll help the club do great stuff. We want to do this community outreach thing, and so they apply, and then we have an independent jury that evaluates, and we've given out a bunch of money. We just got a whole bunch of the clubs together in New Orleans at the National Independent Venue Association conference, and what we realized is that doing this, we've actually helped create this network of these clubs, and it was so great. They got together and they shared a lot of their secrets, and they felt like they were all in it together, and that was a really great thing to do.
That's a great thing. Thank you for doing that. Saving music and saving live music is a passion of mine as well. I appreciate you for that.
The interesting thing is when you give that way, you get it just comes back to you. It gives you energy and appreciation, and ends up opening doors. So it's wonderful.
Thank you for that, Pete. Really. Okay, so we're gonna get this song. I really loved. It reminded me There's only a few real good road songs for a band. One of them I'm thinking of is Jackson Brown, and I'm sure you know that one. But the
Loadout.
road ballad, I mean, this is a really powerful song about I could feel you on the road. Do you like being on the road? Is it part of with a family and your roots here in Santa Barbara? Yeah, and I know you're going to be on the East Coast touring here a few weeks. We can give those dates out. But do you like that side of the business, that side of the artist?
I like it in limited doses. I don't like being away from my family. So, I mean, they'll be on the East Coast. They don't go on the road with me, but they'll be on the East Coast. The story of the song is interesting. I was in Bentonville, Arkansas, at a place called the
Of all
House,
places.
of all places, a place called the House of Songs. And what this institution does is they put together traveling, they put the musicians who are touring and randomly pair them, and you have 3 hours to write a song. And there was a fellow named Calvin Arsinia. Calvin's a 6'2" black man who plays the harp and
Oh my God.
strews flower petals, gay black man, strews flower petals around the harp when he performs. Amazing voice, grew up in the church. Incredible singer and songwriter and musician. I mean, just really talented guy. And we got together, and I'm not that tall. I'm white. I'm straight. And it's like, okay, what do we have in common? What can we talk about? And you realize that the commonality was that we both loved performing. We both loved getting on stage and bearing our soul. And that was the song we wrote together. We each wrote a verse, and the chorus came together from both of us. And his verse, I remember there are a couple things that I just had to change a line in his verse, which was, "I haven't kissed my man in a week." I'm like, okay, that's not going to work for me.
You're not gonna sing that?
I haven't seen my kids in a week is actually a better line for me. So I changed that, and that song's really fun. We actually loved it so much that we ended up performing it the next night. We shared a bill together, and we debuted it, and then.
That sounds like a fun
I know.
experience.
Oh, it was
Fun.
great. Yeah.
Okay, here it is. It's Road Ballad. We're with Pete Muller. His new album is More Time. We'll be right back. We're about to say goodbye with Pete, but we're going to play the new single, And Hold On. So don't go anywhere. We're going to play it in entirety. And we're going to come back with Run Out of Love featuring Lisa Loeb. I miss her. I love her. I'm so happy to see her name with yours, and she's really great in that song. Okay, I'll let you talk about that, Pete, when we get back. Let's just take this quick break. PeteMuller.com. The album's More Time. Pick up a copy. You're really gonna love it.